2 years ago, a 19-year-old named Nicholas Cruz, who suffered from mental illness and depression after the death of his mother, who has also hated the outside world and everyone who has disrespected him, and because of that, he decided to show his rage and anger by deciding to plan a massive shooting at his former school at Stoneman Douglas High School on February 17th. On that day, at around 2 p.m., he arrived in front of the school by his Uber driver. He began to load his AR-15 rifle with his full power magazines in his backpack. Once he was fully loaded, he started shooting anything he sees and killing with no mercy. After he ran out all of his magazines, he ended up killing a total of 17 people, 14 students and 3 staff members. This is such a most horrific and devastating event for not only for the school but for the city of Parkland, but especially for the school because before the shooting it was named one of the was named the safest school in the state of Florida. And this is an event that no one will ever forget in the city of Parkland. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jose Lara Torres, and I will be sharing with you why individuals under the age of 21 do not have the right to have a possession of a gun due to the violence that has affected in our society due to mental health issues. So many of our mental health care agencies have tried their hardest to take care of all individuals that are suffering, such as mental illness, but because we know that there's no doubt that we could help everyone that needs mental health issues, and we often let people wander around in our world and decide to do crimes that could affect everyone else's society. According to an article written by Olgan Kansid on October 4, 2017, he talked about the study of mass shootings that stated, according to their work, the sorts of individuals who commit mass murder often are either not mentally ill or do not recognize themselves as much. Because they blame outside world of their problems, massive shooters will most likely resist therapy that asks them to look inside themselves or to change their behavior. First, I'll be discussing with you the problems of individuals having possession of guns because of violence. And I'll be describing the causes of why they do these type of violence in the leads, and then I'll be providing you some possible solutions. The one problem and the main problem of why individuals under the age of 21 cannot have the right to possess of a gun is due to gun violence, which I'm referring to massive shootings. In many states in the past, like Florida, have a broken record of massive shootings in a year, and because of that, they had to raise their minimum age to 19 to 21. According to an article written by Cassandra Crispa, who wrote about that states such as Florida should raise the age to 19 to 21 in order to have a license to purchase a weapon. It stated that recent massive shootings have prompted policymakers to reconsider gun violence prevention policies. Florida increased minimum age to purchase a rifle from 18 to 21 in March 2018, and in Washington, and it added additional requirements for individual purchasing semi-automatic rifles. Now about the causes. Like I said before in the beginning of my speech, I would not say that the mental issues are the link to that causes gun violence such as massive shooting, but it's possibility that mental people that are having trouble with maintaining their health mentally will cause them violence. And the reason why they do this is because they were not properly treated or never been looked at when they have shown of signs of medical illness during their history. According to an article written by Olgan Hansen, who was published by the Atlantic stating, most mentally ill people are not violent, and curing an illness would only prevent a small fraction, about 4%, of violence. But however, mentally ill people are most likely to carry out acts of violence if they aren't being treated, hospitalized, or medicated for their mental illness. And I'm going to talk about again about Nicholas Cruz. Why did he decide to do a massive shooting in his school? Well, like I said, because he hated so much of how the world has treating him and people people that he met. And even though he has been following procedures by doing his medications, going to appointments, that still isn't enough for him to prevent it from causing him to do a massive shooting at his school. Because according to an article written by Phil McCausland, published by NBC News on February 18, 2018, it stated why they didn't hospitalize Cruz in the first place. It stated, though there had been an account of medical neglect, the report said that Cruz medication and he has been compliant with taking his medication appointments. But later in the article, it also stated that they closed the investigation due to no indicators to support the allegation of inadequate supervision or medical neglection. This just shows that they did not fully procedure on Nicholas Cruz, and because of that, he decided to still commit gun violence, which is also a blame from the investigators as well, because they had a job to help this kid who was suffering from mental illness, but of course, because they said they saw no indicators of neglection and illness, they decided to just close it and leave it as it is. Now for the solution that I'm about to state, that hopefully we could help reduce the gun violence for people under the age of 21. And for one, main important thing is to help those individuals who are suffering from mental illness. Because like I said before, mental illness will most likely cause violence. And it's important that our mental health care agencies and departments that is their job to make sure that each of those individuals who are struggling to maintain their lives have the proper treatment and medication that they need, because they play an important role of keeping our community safe and for the others safe for our society. According to an article created by the American Psychological Association, the mental health community must take the lead in advocating for community-based collaborating problem-solving models and to address prevent of gun violence. And also, we recommend that all states should raise and maintain their minimum age to 21 in order to have a license to purchase a gun. And also, it's important that make sure they go every detail of their background, mental history, criminal history, or anything, just to ensure that guy or that individual does not have the right to have a license to purchase a weapon. Today I have shared with you all my explanation of why individuals should not have a possession weapon under the age of 21, because due to the amount of violence that has caused the effect of our society due to mental illness, people have not been treated. For each of you who witness people struggling from mental illness, struggling to maintain their lives or anything, it's up to us and to you to step up and help that individual from hurting himself or hurting anyone else. And for those who hold weapons in their household, make sure to keep it locked away from any individual who is under the age of 21 to ensure they don't secretly use their weapon for something that is illegal and could harm any other person. It's important that we keep each other safe and ensure that we all live a happy life in our society. Thank you.